Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Simply Chic. In today's video, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I make my lip glosses. This will be my second time making lip gloss, and I must say it is definitely not the easiest thing that people try to make it seem to be. You definitely have to practice at it and get a feel for it. I'm pretty sure that once I start doing it more, I'll get a better feel for it. It'll become a lot easier. In this video, I actually did 3 colors. I did a pink, a red, and then almost like a nude color. I wanted to get a nude color with the last color, but using a mica powder is a lot harder than using a liquid pigment. So I think that once TKB trading opens back up or stocks back up, then I'll just go ahead and get some of the liquid colors. I like the powder colors, but sometimes it can be a little frustrating to use. I used, for my oils, I used castor oil, vitamin E oil, avocado oil, and sweet almond oil. Just to, be a little bit different. I know a lot of people use coconut oil, but I just decided to use castor oil. You can either use or. So before I went ahead and mixed everything with the Versagel, which is the base, you need the Versagel in order to make your lip gloss. If you are trying to do it any other way, then 9 times out of 10 it's not going to work unless you have a brilliant mind and can really figure out how to make your own base. But for me, for the time being, I just went ahead and bought some Versagel. But instead of mixing everything into one, I've seen a couple other YouTubers videos where I'm just adding the oils and the colors flavoring before they mix it with the Versagel. So I decided to give I can't remember which flavoring that was, but yeah, you just always kind of want to add a little something to your lip glosses. Now, mind you, coming into me making the lip glosses, I kind of just picked any colors and decided to play around with them. So you'll see me throughout the video, adding more of one color or more of a whole different other color, just because while I'm doing it, I'm seeing that the results that I'm getting, I'm not necessarily too fond of. But as I add a little bit more of this and a little bit more of that, then I feel a little bit more, I feel a little bit better about the colors that I'm getting. And I will say the colors that I got as my result, I actually really like them. They're different. Even though it's your normal pinks and reds and maybe even a nice little brown color, it's still kind of my own flair to it. As I was doing this, I realized that maybe I probably should have just stuck with maybe 2 colors at a time. And well, as far as like the bowls and stuff, because the space that I had was really limited, I just kind of converted one of my desks. I put a trash bag, sorry y'all, I put a trash bag, I opened it up, I put a clean trash bag, put it over, just to keep the area really sanitized. I had already, everything else was brand new, but even then I sanitized it all, just because it's, these are products that are going to be going on somebody's lips. It's not something that you can really take lightly when it comes to sanitizing. This is the color that I was talking about, that I wanted to get a nude color. I thought that by adding a lot of the whiter powders that I had, it would give me some type of different base to it, but it didn't. I guess because also the whites were kind of like a silvery white, the silver really pulled through. But like I said, with the end result that I got, I liked it. I might be doing a little bit things different, but hey, at this point it's all just trial and error, and that's all you can ask for. And with these flavorings, you'll see me just add a little at a time, because these flavors, even though they're small bottles, they definitely pack a punch. Like, they are strong. And here I'm just going ahead and, once I've mixed all my colors, I'm going ahead and adding them to the VersaGel just so we can get started. Even though I did the colors and the oils separately, once I started adding everything together and stirring everything up, as you can see, I'm adding more oils. I was looking for a certain consistency that I wasn't getting with the first batch. And then I don't know why I thought that using a plastic knife would help me mix everything up better. I ended up switching it out to a spoon just to get all the lumps and clumps out. But I think next time, I think I'm just going to add it all together, because it's just easier that way. You get a little bit better of a feel of what you're working with versus as doing everything separate and then putting it together. Same thing with the colors. Like, I think I ended up adding more colors to the batch with the VersaGel just because I wasn't liking that it was still just too light. When I did my first round of lip glosses, I did weigh everything, but then after a while I kind of felt like weighing it was just, you don't get the same, it's really all about a feeling. It's what you know, how you want the consistency to be. Because even with weighing it, I think the only thing that you need to weigh really is when you put it in the lip gloss tubes and you're about to ship it out or sell it, and you want to make sure that everybody gets the same amount. Like I said before, the little bit of oils that I added the first go around, I was too afraid that if I added the oils in the bowl by itself, that it would be too much when I added it to the VersaGel. But in all actuality, it wasn't enough. I could have added a lot more into the separate bowls, and that would have saved me a lot more time than what I'm doing now. But after a while, I started to get a nice little consistency. It's not too thick. I know it looks runny, but it's actually not that runny. I apologize for me being all up in the camera. This was an awkward angle that I just kind of thought would work, but then as I went back and looked at the entire video, I realized that my arms were just in the way for the most part of it. So I hope you guys can bear with me. See, as you can see, I switched with the spoon before I even got started, because I was not gonna deal with the whole plastic knife situation. Now with this color, I liked it, but at the same time, I know it's showing up very orange on camera, but it was a really pretty red, but I wanted it more of like a deeper color. So here I'm adding more of a darker wine color to it, just to give it some depth. And then I think I went back and I grabbed another color. It should be popping up real soon. I believe it was purple, just because I felt like the purple could deepen it up a little better. If I would have had a darker purple, I probably would have really done that oomph that I was looking for. But even just adding a little bit of the purple, I ended up adding a little bit more, but even just adding the purple itself gave it a darker look. And like I said, the mica powder is okay, but it can get very, very messy. Very messy. So just be prepared if you're using powders to get your colors and do the pigmentation. Then just be prepared for powder to be everywhere. You're gonna see little glitter sparkles flying in the air. Right here I added in some yellow powder just because I thought that the yellow might help counteract the not only the brown that I was getting, but also just the silvery white that I kept getting. A lot of the silver was really spilling through. Now that I've gotten all the colors mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clean up my area. Like I said, I was kind of working with a small space, so it wasn't a lot for me to be able to do in this area. And also just because a clean space, you can it helps declutterify everything else, and you have a clear mindset about what you want to do next. which next I switched all my gloves over just because I had a lot of different colors and glitters and oils from doing the mixture, and I didn't want them to necessarily get on the lip gloss tube. But as y'all are going to see a little bit further into the video, I ended up making a huge mess. The syringes that I got, I thought I was getting the smaller syringes, and being on Amazon, I just was like, oh, let me click this, let me click that, and I did not pay attention as to how big the syringes were. I think the syringe was a 60 milliliter syringe. Here I'm taking a piping tool. This is my first time using a piping tool. I didn't know what the piping tool was actually used for until I realized the first time that I had ever done lip gloss that it helps to get the corners of the lip gloss tube. Because when I first did it and I just used the regular syringe, I wasn't filling the tube like I should have. So this time I decided to go ahead and get the piping tools, cut it off. But again, y'all, this was a big learning lesson for me. So with using a piping tool, y'all gonna see what happened. So first mistake was instead of me cutting some of the skinnier tips of the piping tool, I just kind of cut a lot of the bigger area. And by me doing that, it caused me not to be able to really like push in the syringe the way that I needed to. It was a lot of pressure trying to push that syringe and get the liquid out of it. The first one did pretty good. Like I said, it was very hard though getting the lip gloss into the tube. The second one though, I think this is where it just kind of pretty much blew up. Yep, there it goes. One nice little thing of mess, just mess everywhere. So since I already had this one semi-filled up, I figured that I might as well just finish it off. And now I tried to get the little bit out from the piping tool that I was already using, just because I didn't want to waste anything. But as soon as I tried to put it in there, it was just more mess that I probably could have avoided just by getting a whole brand new one, but that didn't work. So I ended up taking my gloves off, and luckily I think my husband had walked in at that time, so I ended up getting him to grab me some new gloves just because the whole area had just started to get really greasy. Now messing with the Versagel and on top of adding the oils, it can get very messy, very greasy, very sticky. That was also another tip that I learned from making lip gloss the first go around. I always wondered why everybody used all disposable items. using disposable items, I personally say, is the best way to go, because trying to clean Alright, now that I'm on my second color, I decided to, instead of using a spoon to dump it into the syringe, I decided to pour it. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do this as well. I apologize for my arm being in the way. I think I tried to show you guys. You can see a little bit of it. It made it so much easier just being able to pour it into the syringe versus that scooping, dumping, scooping and dump, scooping and dump. It took up a lot more time than it needed to. And now with the new pipe, I cut off the end just to make the ending a little bit more wider, so that it will be easier to fill the tube. I will say I did struggle a lot using a bigger syringe. I have really weak hands due to carpal tunnel, so for me it was definitely a challenge. I'll probably just get smaller syringes next time. Let me know if you guys like this video down in the comment section. Like I said, I'm still getting used to the YouTube world, so I'm definitely open to constructive criticism and all that good jazz. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I believe my next video should be coming up in a few days. I already have it completed. It'll just be me showing you guys how I put the labels on my lash boxes, and just getting out there a little bit more, showing you guys a little bit more into entrepreneur life, especially just when you're getting started, not necessarily experienced and been in it for a while. I've been on my entrepreneur trip for officially probably about since August of last year. I say August of last year because that's when I officially went ahead and did my LLC. Before then I was just kind of just doing little side things here and there, but August is when I officially got everything up and running with my business name, getting my home office put together, just all those things that you need as a business person. Once I filled up a few more tubes, I kind of got the hang of it a little bit better. I feel like I would have had an easier time if I didn't have so much air between the top of the syringe and the product itself. But like I said, this was a good entrepreneurship video and learning lesson for myself. I am pleased with the way that the colors came out. I didn't think that they were going to come out and not that I would like them as much as I did. At the end of the video, you're going to see a few clips of pictures that I took of each lip gloss and then a swatch against my hand, just so that everybody can kind of get a feel of what the color would look like. And you can make determining factors on, you know, whether or not you want to go on the website and order a few for yourself just to get a feel. So as this wraps up the rest of my video, I'm sorry that you guys can't see it, but that's why I took more pictures. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.